can do. People assume humanoid. Sure, some humanoid-looking robots in certain places may have some benefits too. So this is what I was explaining in the beginning. Artificial intelligence is not just about humanoid robots, and humanoid is just the word to describe, machines that look like humans standing erect. But it's not all artificial intelligence. In fact, it turns out that 80% of AI is not going to be in form of humanoid robots. For example, in motor vehicle assembly plants, you really do not need a humanoid robot in that sense, right? Because many of these robots can form the shape of different machines and equipments. If you want to get a lawnmower, you don't need a lawnmower that is a humanoid robot who can then operate your traditional lawnmower. You actually need a lawnmower that has vision capabilities that can move around, right? I want to make sure I'm not taking over our heads. So if you have a question about what I'm talking about, you can put it in the chat. The whole goal here is that AI will be like 80% software and like 20% hardware. There's going to be AI that can control our power grids, AI that can research disease cures, AI that can predict like the pandemic and prevent it, AI that can predict our elections, AI that can do all kind of things based on our human behavior, and the ramifications are very huge. People say things like these robots will be sent to Mars. So some people who are interested in space exploration already know that at least if we can't go, we can send robots to do this. So all of these are popular perceptions. Trust me, I do not have any issue with anybody who is scared that AI take over everything. It's a good form of fear. It's important. We call it an healthy skepticism. This skepticism is important so that we will be able to do everything possible to avoid that eventual possibility. So it's okay that when you are in a room, let's take a poll real quickly. If you are in this room right now and you believe artificial intelligence is going to kill us all, I want you to say yes. If you think it will not kill us all, I want you to say no. Like, this is what you think. Like, honestly, like, do not, like, don't even cap it. There's no score for it. Like, do you think yes, it will kill us all, or no, it will not? I've seen a lot of no's. How are you guys so sure? I want some healthy skepticism. The room is usually divided half and half whenever I ask this question. And the reason is because there are people who will say yes because they are the guys who should be the guardians of this frontier, right? Elon Musk is one of those people. He's like really, really, really concerned about like what AI can do because his mind thinks really, really far and wide. On the other side, Sam Altman of OpenAI is basically saying that artificial intelligence is not going to kill us all. He's on the side of the folks that believe that we shouldn't stop like the growth of artificial intelligence. So Elon Musk believes in a lot of censorship, a lot of slowing down, a lot of making sure that we put regulations first before we proceed. And there's some other guys who believe that, hey, regulation is going to stifle us. We have to ensure that there's innovation on all sides. We don't have to stop people. We have to do all the things that we can do to make sure that, we just keep going. We will figure it out in the future. So that's like, and there's some people who claim to be in the middle for balance, who are just like, yeah, we're not saying throw caution to the wind. We're just saying if you allow government people to put regulations on this, it won't go where it's supposed to go. And government is not really known well for like being fair. They're going to go ahead and be developing it in the background and sell it to our enemies, all this kind of things. So there's big conversation around it. As a matter of fact, there are some people who have become successful just by talking about AI, being, the guys who come on the podcast, they don't build AI. They just talk about governance of AI. They talk about ethics of AI. They talk about, the rules that we must create. They talk about these possibilities, and that itself is just really interesting to let you know that the field is really, really huge. All right, so let's go. Technology will not replace. So some of you, like in talking to that, like just graduating from that, most of the conversations, most of the thoughts are around the fact that technology is going to replace the human workforce completely. And I'm one of those people who believe that that's not true. The human workforce is not going to be replaced completely, but the human workforce who use technology, who use artificial intelligence, will replace the ones that do not use artificial intelligence. So the only thing I can tell you is, if you ask me, Shola, will I lose my job eventually to AI? I will tell you, yes, you can lose your job to AI if you don't learn about AI. But if you learn about artificial intelligence, there's every chance that you will not lose your job to artificial intelligence, because you are part of the people that are pushing the frontiers, that are making things happen, that are developing AI, that are teaching AI in your workplace and doing these workshops, right? If you're a founder here and you want us to facilitate this kind of session for your team, you can send a message to my team. They're going to provide their details later. And if you work in a company and you think that you have influence for us to facilitate the session for your team, you can also reach out to my team as well. I already got a couple of emails earlier today. So I don't believe that AI is going to replace the entire workforce. What I believe is that it will replace those that don't use artificial intelligence. And that's food for thought for everybody here. Ask yourself right now as you're looking at me, right? Looking at me, am I Oluwaseun? Am I using artificial intelligence? Tayo, am I the guy who's using it, or am I the guy who they're going to replace at the end of the day? Babafemi Fagbui, are you using artificial intelligence? Tayo Ade, are you using it, or are you going to be the one that will be replaced at the end of the day? Right? So there's a lot of plans and starters for AI adoption. These are all just starts, they're really old already now, but it's important to know that, sometimes when you do like a survey, you find out there are orgs that say we don't have any plans. There are some that say, oh, we are, doing several operations. Many organizations say that they're still in the first 12 months of implementing AI, and all of that. What this data told me then was that, there is a lot of opportunity to be able to take this knowledge to other organizations. That's why I teach a course called AI consulting. The whole idea of AI consulting is for you to be able to take the knowledge of AI to companies that don't already have a plan to implement AI, or who are still at the early stage of implementing AI. They always come across a lot of challenges. So it's usually a great opportunity to do work with them. All right, now let's talk about the career prospects as we begin to wind down for this first half of the session gradually. Let's talk about the career prospects. Why is it important to invest time and money in learning about chatbot development or artificial intelligence as a whole? The reason is because the average that is national average, and this national average, trust me, is because of other states like, let's talk about the US now. Other states like Indianapolis, other states like, maybe even Nevada, other states like, states that you may be concerned that they're not as commercial. Nevada won't pass for that. But like New York, Texas, California, these states have even higher pay for artificial intelligence, practitioners or chatbot developers. So this average you see is $111,000